on now to item 5, and I'll ask Ken Fergus to give us some ideas on the volunteers needed. Please, Ken.
Thanks, Ken. Every time we have a first team match at Cuthbury, we need between 20 and 25 volunteers to give their time up to help with the club, whether it's in the tea hut, whether it's on the turnstiles, whether it's in selling programmes, whether it's the shop, whatever. And I see most of you are actually here today. And we're very lucky in this club. I mean, I've been coming here for 21 years, and I know there are no better set of non-league supporters in the south of England. I mean, nobody can deny that when they saw that our average attendance stayed where it was last season, despite the fact that we were, with respect, losing more games than we were winning. Actually, I think that's a credit. That's a credit to you and the football your team played, Steve. But we've got fantastic supporters here. And if you've ever been to clubs like Stourport Swifts, you just wonder how on earth they survive with the crowds they get and how they manage to get the volunteers they do. So, first thing I've got to say is we're very, very lucky here. But of course my call for you now is to get more volunteers. What we need is people who are going to come here on match day or give me their phone number or contact details so that if somebody, a regular, can't make one of the turnstiles or selling programmes or tea hut or steward, I can call them up and you can come in and do that job. So I need people who are willing to come in on an ad hoc basis to fulfil one of the helping roles on a Saturday, on our first team match day. I also, and maybe this is even more important, I need volunteers to help with the reserves. We charge for admission to reserve matches, but to be honest, and we do that, and mainly because we've got to pay officials. And the bill for every home reserve match comes to over £100 for officials alone, not to mention the electricity and the gas for the hot water, and the lighting, etc. We need to make revenue, we need to make money from these reserve team games, and we need to avoid people just wandering in and coming in the player's entrance and things like that. I'm not blaming them. If it's open, I would do it as well, but we need to be a little bit more professional for reserve matches. Sue Collins did a wonderful job last season. She's not going to be around for the reserve matches this year. It's difficult because often the reserves are playing at home when the first team are away, and I know a lot of you go to the away matches. But I'm asking you to think about whether you could commit to being one of 4 people or being an organiser for helpers at reserve team matches. Maybe a couple of stewards are needed to collect balls when they go out into the allotments, and a couple of people on the gate. So it's first team matches, people to fill in or people to take responsibility for a particular area, and certainly reserve team matches. We're looking for more and more helpers. The other area that your board needs help on here is we have the idea of creating subcommittees. This is the board, by the way. We have 4 directors at the moment. It's not enough. We need a lot more help. We've got the idea of creating subcommittees which are specific, which can co-opt people for things like putting on events at the club. This club is our major revenue stream. It is our major revenue stream. The people that come in here and drink in here, that's where we get our money from. It's not people coming to the football. And we need to make more use of this club. We need to be putting on more events. We do put on a lot of events, and some of them have been very successful. Just last Friday we had the curry and quiz night, and it was very successful, but we find the same people are organising it over and over again. So we're asking your help to become a bigger part of the club, to help on maybe an events subcommittee, or a fundraising subcommittee, or other advertising subcommittees, whatever we decide to put on. If you could give your time to come up with ideas, and more than ideas actual turning out and doing things, whether it's the sportsman's dinner, concerts like the Wurzels or whatever. All of these things need an awful lot of organising and people on the ground to help doing it on the day, and that's what we're really needing. I'm looking for people to come up to me and give me their names and say, I'd love to do this, and give me their phone numbers, and I'll be in contact with you. this is your club. And I mean, I really mean that. It is your club. I think you used the term we and almost apologised for it earlier. It is we, it's all of us. This is our football club, isn't it? Get more involved and give us some help, please. Last point. Paul is now going to talk about financial help that's needed. I think it would be useful for you to understand a few things about the finances of this club. To operate in the way that we do with the playing budget, the staff, and all the overheads that come with owning a football club like this, we need to turn over £250,000 a year. And that is an astonishing amount of money for a club this size. Just to put it in context, the money that we take from gate money constitutes rather less than 10% of it. So that just leaves £240,000 to I will take cheques this evening, I've got one already, but that puts what Paul is going to say in context. We need to produce the money to be able to support Steve and his guys on the pitch so we can get the standard of football that we've all become accustomed to over the last few years. If there's any questions, shout now. I'll see you afterwards if you
Actually, can you get to like bump up the boost the program maybe? So like it's we've had like a 130 maybe it's more like a bit more features in the program. £2 really, you know. It's one idea.
Paul,
I've been doing the programme for the last 12 years and it takes me on average 15 hours in addition. But if anyone wants to help with that, I'd be more than so. Gabriel Phelps, editor of the Matchday magazine. Is that what you're saying?
Paul, sorry. Ken, with due respect to your reports,
Yeah.
when you went on holiday,
Yeah.
this guy got some great reports in. What he's saying
What are
now,
you saying?
somebody, I think he's the man for the job.
Well, I think we've all we've all report there. And I think,
Do you know what? I think the key thing there is little and often is brilliant.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. Because if you can't commit to, you know, maybe we're fortunate we're either retired or we've got our own businesses, so we can kind of steal the time from that. And not everyone's got that luxury, to be perfectly honest with you. And we know that. You know, the chances are we will probably in that situation once ourselves. And the thing is, even if it's little and often, and you've got 10 people doing little and often, it's better than 10 people doing nothing, if that makes sense. So, you know, just don't think, oh, I can't commit to it. If you've got half an hour a week, you know, it actually might go towards doing something, but if you've got 10 people doing half an hour a week, suddenly you've got 5 hours that's you know, a good resource of people helping the club.
And if you say you might be able to do it occasionally and you give me your phone number and I phone you up, you can always say no. Sorry, can't make it. And that's fine. That's fine.
Spoken to you, Ken, about what I do.
Yeah.
I work with that.